Hi, everyone. John C. here again on YouTube Live. I hope that you're all having a good day. We're going to not get started just yet. I thought I'd go on a little bit early just to make sure that everyone has a chance to log in and get everything going for questions and things like that. I can see that we already have some people coming in, so hello to all of you. If you haven't already, make sure that right after this, you hit that subscribe button so that you always get our notifications about when these live videos are up or when we post new lead-on episodes and all of those kinds of fun things. And if you hit that bell and you hit all notifications, it'll notify you as soon as we go live, or it'll notify you as soon as there's a new video or anything like that. So we're just starting out right now, and I just want to say hello to everyone who's already joined. It looks like we already have a few people logged in and a few people watching. So it's really, really good to see all of you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I do really want to encourage you to subscribe or to bookmark our virtual programs page, because we already have, I believe, 8 episodes up there, which is quite a bit and really exciting to see and really exciting for everyone to be able to watch and do those activities at home. And I can tell you that all of us at Moorelands Kids really, really like to hear when you guys send in things and tell us that you've been doing the activities or the successes that you've had, or all of those kinds of things. If you watched my egg drop video, you probably saw that I had some success, not complete success, but it was still really fun and really exciting to do. And I didn't get a chance in the video, but I do want to give a quick shout out to my brother who helped me film it and everything like that. And so again, right now, we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes to make sure that everyone has a chance to log on and see our live debrief after the video. I can see that we already have some people chatting in the chat box, which is really great to see. Great to see you, Natnell, and great to see we got Cubix and Jody and Cheerio on, which is exciting. And we're going to get to your questions in just a couple of minutes. Again, I want to remind people that if you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button in our YouTube channel and you hit that bell, because that'll make sure that you get all of the notifications about when we're going live, when we have a new video posted, or anything like that. So if you haven't already and you do have some questions that you want to ask, definitely make sure that you put them in that chat box, because I'd love to answer your questions. I can definitely go through some of the successes that I saw when I was doing the egg drop. I can definitely go answering some other questions. I was watching Jody's live yesterday and I saw there was a lot of questions about camp. So don't be afraid to ask questions about camp too, because I'd love to answer those as the camp director. And in just a couple of minutes, we're going to get started. And so I think let me introduce myself one more time before I start answering some questions. So once again, I'm John C. If you don't already know me, I'm one of the camp directors. And I'm excited to chat with all of you about our egg drop that we did, which was the video today, and answer all of your questions. Just one last reminder that if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit that bell so that you get all those notifications of when there's new videos, when there's a new YouTube live, all of those kinds of fun things. And so I already see that there's a couple of questions in the chat box, so I think let's get started with that. So to begin with, the first question I got is, was it fun dropping the egg? It was really fun. It was also a little nervous. I was a little nervous to drop the egg because, you know, I really wanted it to work. And as you guys saw, the first egg didn't really survive, but that second egg with the box definitely did. And it was really fun to drop the egg. the second time, where I had a lot more hype going on and a lot more, it was a lot more nerve wracking too, because I was really curious if it was going to survive a second drop. And so thank you, Cheerio, for that question, because I definitely, it was definitely fun. Did I have any other ideas come to me after I dropped the eggs? I had a few different ideas, and this is why you probably heard me talking in the video about how normally we do this activity in a group, so you get to discuss and plan all together as a group. And I was definitely thinking about all of the different things that I could have used, that I could have found around my house. I thought about pulling out like tons and tons of blankets and wrapping the egg in blankets. I thought about taking a couch cushion and unzipping it on the side and putting the egg in there. And then after I was thinking about all of that, I realized that if the egg broke, it would probably still make a mess in my blankets and a mess in my couch cushion. So I started thinking about a few different things that I could have used instead. So thank you, Cubics, for asking that question. That's a really good question. Why do I think the egg broke the second time? I think the egg broke the second time because it was too big of a drop, and you probably couldn't really see it in the video, but the string that I was holding the egg by was actually peeling off of where I had taped it because it was too heavy for the string to stay. And so the first time that I dropped it, it was able to drop in a way that the way that I had put all the materials into the box, it protected the egg better, or at least that's what I think happened. Whereas that second time when I dropped it from much higher, not only was it a bigger drop, so a bigger hit to the ground, so it needed more protection, but I think it also fell a little bit more awkwardly, and it didn't have any more protection around it. So that's why I think the egg broke the second time. I think it was just, I didn't drop it right, and it didn't fall in the best way. And it was also just such a big fall that hit at the bottom had that much more force to it and that much more pressure to it. So that's why I think it broke. Helen is asking if the egg survived, did I plan to eat it? Helen, it's funny you asked that question because I actually I said earlier, my brother was helping me with filming all of this, and I actually turned to him and I said that if the egg survived, I would cook him lunch, because it was right before lunch that I made the video. And so I was going to cook him lunch, and I was going to use those 2 eggs, which I don't think he was actually a big fan of. I think he wanted me to use fresh eggs, but especially with everything going on right now, it's really good not to waste anything. So I definitely thought about reusing those eggs for his lunch. But unfortunately, because they broke, instead what I did is I was able to, we had a few more eggs in the fridge, so we used those instead. So thank you very much for those questions, Helen. And yes, Humpty Dumpty definitely makes a lot more sense now about when he fell off the wall. That was definitely a big, big thing. And so please make sure that if you haven't already, you write those questions into the chat box, because I'd love to answer more questions, and I'd love to hear what you guys thought about the video. Something I can tell you right now while we're waiting for a few more questions is that those of us in the Moorelands Kids office, we're not in the office right now because we're all in our homes and trying to keep safe with everything going on, but we do chat with each other, and we love to hear when you guys send in all of those amazing things. When we get your art that you did, that you followed along with the video, or if you tell us that you were able to do the science experiment at home, or if you do the obstacle course or anything like that. It's always really great to hear. So we got 2 more questions. One of the questions is, how long did it take me to make the egg protectors? It actually didn't take me that long. It only took me, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 minutes to actually wrap up the eggs or put the egg in the box and everything like that. What actually took a lot longer was going around and collecting all of the materials that I thought would work, because there was certain materials that I kind of wanted to use because I thought they would work better, but I didn't want to use them up because I didn't know if I'd be able to go and replace them. And so that's what actually took the longest, was finding materials that I could use to try to protect this egg, and that made a lot of sense, and all of those kinds of fun things. I can see Zeke is asking if you could have had any material to protect the eggs, what would it be? Zeke, that's a really good question. One of the things that I went hunting for that I couldn't find that I really, really wanted to use is I was looking for cotton balls or pom-poms, because not only are they soft, but they have a little bit of give to them. And so what that means is that when the egg would have landed, the force that it would have been hit, it would have cushioned that force. So the egg still would have bounced a bit, but it would have been a slower bounce and cushioned it a little bit more, or that was my thinking in my planning. And so I looked all over for cotton balls or the little pom-poms that you can put when you're doing arts, and things like that. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any. So I wasn't able to use those in my egg drop. But it's definitely something that I wanted to use, and it's definitely something that I thought about using. Something else that I thought about using was, I was thinking, I had a much bigger box originally. I had a box about this big because it was a shoe box. And I was trying to think, if it was bigger, would that be better? Because if it was bigger, then, there's more space. So there's more cushioning that I could put in and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, I decided to go with a smaller box. And so I wouldn't mind, if I got to do the experiment again, I wouldn't mind going back and trying to get that shoebox and seeing if, because the shoebox was bigger, so I could put more cushioning material in it, if that would work better, or if that wouldn't have mattered. And yes, definitely not metal. I definitely would not have wanted to use metal, because I think metal would have been too hard and would have broken the egg. So that's a really, really good question. Thank you so much for that. So I'm not sure if there's any more questions or anything like that, but I am going to stick around for a little bit more, and I am going to take this opportunity to just remind everyone here that if you haven't already, definitely click that subscribe button. Definitely hit that bell to make sure that you get those notifications of when we post the videos and when we go live. And I want to thank you guys for listening and everything like that. So I am going to hang out for at least 2 or 3 more minutes just to see if we get any more questions in about the egg drop, or any more questions in about how we can use the habiting quality in that egg drop, or what we did with the eggs afterwards. I can actually tell you, unfortunately, because the eggs broke and they got all over that box and they got all over that toilet paper, I used the toilet paper to keep the egg kind of all contained, and I taped the box closed again so nothing leaked out. And I took it and I just threw it. I put it in a bag and I threw it right in the garbage so that it was gone. We do have another question. Did I name the eggs? I didn't name the eggs, but that's actually a really good idea. That's definitely something that next time I would want to do, because then it would be, I've done these egg drops before where I've actually, not only have I built what protects the eggs and everything like that, but I've drawn little faces on the eggs. And, I've used construction paper to give them little suits and things like that that they could wear while they're doing this egg drop, and all of those kinds of fun things. I'm definitely seeing some nice shout outs to Grenoble, which is great to see as well. And all of those kinds of things. So yeah, definitely, if you guys have any more questions, make sure that you're putting them in that chat box, or I think in just another minute or two, we're gonna head out. Cheerio, I agree. Decorating the eggs would have been a lot more fun to do. But then the only reason I didn't do it is because I didn't want to make that video just too long for you guys of watching me decorate those eggs and all of those kind of fun things, and stuff like that. And so I think I'm only going to give it another minute, but I do want to say for all of you who have already asked questions, thank you so much for asking questions. Natnell and Cubix, I can see that you guys are definitely doing a nice little shout out to Grenoble. But I also definitely want to give a shout out to all of our Blast participants, because it's really great to see you guys already commenting on all of these things. Zeke, I definitely think that your comment about if I named them or decorated them, I could have developed a deeper connection with the eggs and felt more responsibility for them. And I think that would have made me more sad if they dropped or anything like that. Now you're asking, how about code names for activities? I'm not sure what you mean. If you mean using code names in the activities, or using code names for the eggs, or if code names is an activity or something like that. So unfortunately, I can't answer that one. But I do think that I want to say one last thank you. I'm going to do one more quick, see if there's any last minute questions that are coming in or anything like that. And then we can go from there. And so I will just keep it for another, I think we'll do 10 seconds. Let's see if anyone else wants to get some questions in the last 10 seconds or anything like that. And it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching the videos. Keep watching our Moorelands lead on videos. We have one more for you tomorrow that we're really excited about. It's going to be a really good video. I know that already. And it's starring a really great Moorelands Kids leader in Zeke. And he's got some really fun stuff planned for you tomorrow. And he'll be going live tomorrow at the same time. If you haven't already, again, I just want to encourage you into clicking subscribe and clicking that bell, so you get that notification when we go live or when we have different videos posted or anything like that. Definitely make sure you do that, because you don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching our lead on videos, and we hope that you're all safe and enjoying the videos. And finally, Moorelands kids, we out.